All right. Apologies for I'm just kind of crammed in here like a sardine. I don't even know where my tripod is. I had to borrow Kelly's. Uh, I'm trying out this microphone that I got at a store for $5. It's a Shure SM58, and I'm using it without the foam covered thing because I thought it looked cooler, but I'm maybe popping my peas and stuff. I'm trying not to like talk directly into it. Um, anyway, what am I doing? Okay, so I never have time to do anything. I'm During the week, I never seem to get anything done, and then on the weekends, I never have time to do all the things I want to do. So I'm really behind on these movie lists, but I decided I would try to get a couple of them done while I have a little bit. And I printed out some notes. I had to print them out. There's several pages, not because I have that many things to say, but mostly because I can't see. So I had to use the larger font size. Oh, I probably shouldn't be rattling papers around. That's bad for audio. Anyway, so I don't know what number we're on. I'm trying to follow along with Lisa Loves as she does the list from the book Film Listography, something, something, something. This is going to be a list of movies that make me cry. I wouldn't say I cry easily at movies, but I do cry easily at a variety of things, like mostly online videos, like the ones where the soldier is coming home and surprising their kids, or, rescued animals, kids getting their hearing aids turned on for the first time or getting glasses for the first time. That's going to make me tear up in a heartbeat. And then there's other things where I should feel empathy, but I'm just a cold hearted skeptic. Anyway, these are the movies I thought of in no particular order. Fences with Denzel Washington. I have seen that movie one time, and I will probably never watch it again because it was too sad. I was bawling by the end of that movie. Frankenweenie. This is a movie I wanted to see in the theater. Like, we had seen a trailer for it when we went to see another movie, and it looked amazing on the big screen. And I wanted to go see it, but we ended up missing it. I ended up watching it years later when I was homesick, just me and my dog. And I remember having to stop the movie like several times because I was crying too hard because I was thinking about, how sad it would be if Wishy died. And I think she did die later that year. But yeah, so I haven't watched it since, but that is one I do plan to rewatch. I didn't actually like it at the time. I mean, just some of it kind of weirded me out, but I think I would be more receptive to it now. But just haven't watched it again. Wit, starring Emma Thompson. This is a Mike Nichols film. Emma Thompson plays a tough English professor who gets diagnosed with, I think it was ovarian cancer, and the film kind of follows her treatment through that. Um, like, she breaks the fourth wall a lot and talks to the camera. Audra McDonald plays a nurse, and yeah, really, really sad. So back when I saw this, I had never seen like what someone with cancer would go through with their treatment. Like, this was what kind of introduced me to that. I mean, now there's like, you know cancer channels on YouTube, people like documenting their treatment and stuff. But yeah, this movie was sad. I still think about it like all the time. A League of Their Own. This is one of my favorite movies. I've seen it several times. The scene where the guy comes to tell them that one of their husbands has been killed in the war, and he's like fumbling, can't find the name or whatever. Uh, that scene gets me every time. And then, of course, the reunion at the end. That's pretty sad too. I mean, yeah. The Cure. Joseph Mazzello plays a little boy with AIDS, and he becomes friends with another boy played by Brad Renfro, and they end up going on a quest to New Orleans or somewhere because they've heard there's this. I think they read it in like a tabloid or something that there was this doctor that had a cure for AIDS. Um, Annabella Sciorra, however you say her name, she plays his mother, Joseph Mazzello's mother, and she's amazing. And the relationship she develops with Brad Renfro's character, who comes from an abusive home, uh, she ends up taking up for him. It's really touching. Yeah. This is going well. The War, starring Elijah Wood and Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner plays a Vietnam vet who comes home from the war, and he's having some difficulty readjusting to civilian life again and finding a job and stuff. And it takes place in the early 1970s, I think. And like they're poor, and he's trying to provide for his family. Um, yeah, there's a little bit of a white savior thing to this movie, but I still find it very moving. Hope Floats. Sandra Bullock plays a woman who moves back home with her daughter after a divorce. So she's dealing with a lot of loss and grief. Mae Whitman plays the daughter, and Michael Paré plays her ex husband. And there's a scene where I can't remember. I think he cheated on her with her, like her best friend or something. And so he wants to go start a life with her. And like the daughter is like, I'm going with you, daddy. And she's like packing up her stuff and trying to get in the car with him. And he won't let her go with him. And that scene just tears me apart. And then, of course, there's like a death later that's also just absolutely so sad. I like how I printed out all these notes and I'm not even saying what's on them. I'm just like going by memory. What was the point of printing out notes? Train to Busan. This is another daddy daughter movie that gets me. Um, yeah, super sad. I remember watching it for the first time and just tears streaming down my face at the end. I should have just put this on a microphone stand, but I didn't. So I guess I'm gonna continue to hold it and hope it's somewhere near my mouth because I keep it keeps going that way. Okay, The Notebook. I went to see this movie in the theater with Kelly. I think she picked it because it had Ryan Gosling in it, which I don't think he was like a leading man type yet. I really only knew him from like Breaker High and Young Hercules, and possibly Remember the Titans. Maybe Murder by Numbers. Anyway, so we went to go see it. And of course, I was crying in the theater. I mean, there was only like a few older women in the theater with us, and then the lights came up, and I'm like, oh, tissues. Um, but the parts that really made me cry were the scenes with James Garner and Gina Rowlands. Um, her having Alzheimer's. Yeah. And the last one I've got on my list is fried green tomatoes. So this fits right in with the type of themes that make me cry. There's the story with Kathy Bates and Jessica Tandy, and then there's the story with Mary Stuart Masterson and Mary Louise Parker. I saw the movie first, but interesting side story, or interesting, maybe not. Um, I was watching old episodes of The Match Game, like from the 70s, and Fannie Flagg was one of the panelists on there, and I thought she was really funny. She stood out. So I looked her up and found out that she had written the book that the movie was based on. So I ended up reading the book, and the book is actually even sadder than the movie. Actually, this is one of the few books that has made me cry. I mean, possibly that's because I don't read much, but yeah, very unexpected for a book to make me cry. And the book's a little different from the movie, but yeah, even sadder. All right, so that is my list for movies that make me cry. I will put a link in the description to Lisa's channel. Check her out if you haven't. And until next time, yeah, cheers. Thanks a lot.